Check this out. Apple, the price thereof. Now, it did recently announce a big investment in America after the tax plan passed. Our next guest used to work there, right close and up with Steve Jobs. Our guest is Andy Cunningham. She's also the author of this book, Get to Aha. Okay, interesting title. Andy, welcome back to the show. It's good to see you again.
Thanks, Stuart. Great to be here.
Now then, will Apple actually build a product, a hard product? Will it actually bring that money back and build that product in America?
Well, Apple is going to do what's good for Apple, not necessarily what's good for the United States. And if they coincide, hey, that's great. But they're going to do what's good for Apple.
Well, come on, answer the question. They're going to bring back, what, hundreds of billions of dollars. President Trump wants them to build the iPhone in America. What's your judgment? Will they actually build a tangible product here?
Well, I think the manufacturing part of it may not happen here, but the other parts of it will. The strategy, the R&D, the sales, the marketing, all of the support, all those other functions will definitely be here in America. The manufacturing may still stay
But that's
overseas.
what they're doing now. I mean, that's exactly what they're doing now. You're telling us, really, they're not going to make things here.
Right? I don't think they will, actually. I really don't think they will. I hope they do, but I don't think they will.
How about the new $350 HomePod? You can start ordering it, I think, either today or tomorrow. You get delivery the first week of February. It's $350, and that's more than the Google and Amazon products combined.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an innovation and not worth the price. What say you?
Well, it's a very interesting product because it is positioned as a speaker, not as a personal assistant. And so, therefore, it's an extension to their music franchise right now. But here's the interesting thing about the HomePod. If you remember, many, many years ago, Steve Jobs positioned the Macintosh at the center of the Apple ecosystem. Everything connected back to the Macintosh. Then fast forward to the smartphone, oh, by the way, the Macintosh wasn't as good as the IBM PC, but it still thrived and became a great product. Then comes the iPhone, and Steve Jobs positioned that as the center of the Apple ecosystem, and it too was not as good as what was on the market as in the BlackBerry. Now fast forward to the HomePod. I believe the HomePod might actually become the center of a new Apple ecosystem down the line. It may not be as good in many respects as the Alexa is or the Google HomePod, but it's better than what Apple has today, and the sound quality is amazing.
When you say it's the center of the ecosystem, what does that mean? You speak to it, you order from it, you do things verbally with it, and that puts it at the center of your computer operation for your house?
Yes, and in fact, what Steve Jobs said many years ago is that he wanted to build appliances that people would fall in love with. The HomePod is a perfect epicenter of a series of appliances that Apple can develop into the future.
I find it fascinating. I don't have one. I probably won't get one, but it's fascinating. Andy, thank you very much for joining us. Always a pleasure.